You've come here with some time to kill, to hear a story you half know about handsome princes, girls who clean while they're enslaved by wicked queens. Pumpkin carriages, a gingerbread house, in a Disney version there's a talking mouse. Yeah? We know them as well as we know ourselves because we got the books upon our shelves where they sit, just like old friends. But everything turns out alright in the end, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Handsome princes, fabulous balls, do we know ourselves at all? Or are we like forests, dark and deep, full of secrets we like to keep? And is this real life, or are we fast asleep, sharing the same dark dream? Enough with all that, let's just start. I know that you all know this part. Happily, once upon a time, happily ever after, we shall see. You stay there, but follow me. Oh, and if you're looking for fairies, don't hold your breath, because this little fairy tale starts with a death.
Sean, think what she's wear herself without the men in town knocking on her door. God rest her soul.
Of course she does, differently to where her mother was from. It's hot there. Probably don't use many clothes.
Eddie! God rest her soul. Say, she hasn't cried.
Not so much as one tear. Very unnatural.
Most unnatural.
Imagine going to your own mother's funeral and letting people see you not crying.
Doesn't talk either.
No. Not such a wonderful woman or cold. What's her about? Is she at all different? Just like her mother.
We cleaned the house for you.
You're welcome. Place in the right state. Don't suppose your mother was doing much cleaning the way her mine was
We went through her things.
Very carefully. Real and rubbish.
There was plenty of that.
We kept a few bits for ourselves. So you right. Not like she can keep them with her now. God rest her soul. Vanity is a sin, young lady. Your mother learned that the hard way. When you go around like she did, you get what's coming to you. Singing and dancing.
And putting it about.
There wasn't right in that. Things won't be the way they were, you know. Not where you're going. Does she know where she's going? Out of sight, out of mind. Please will come for you in the morning. He'll explain.
How old is she now?
16, they say. 16's a dangerous age. And she's got sin running through her veins.
I'd pack your things. You won't be back.
Take something to remember your mother. Ungrateful girl.
She'll soon pay.
If I were you, young lady, I'd get on my knees and pray.
Karen! Karen! Wake up now. On your feet. There's a good girl. Were you praying all night? Well, the Lord and his beneficence has heard you. There's been a change of plan. You're not going where you thought you were going. Now stand up straight and make yourself look presentable. None of this slouching. Dry those red eyes. You want to make a good first impression, don't you? Of course you do. And there's no time to waste. They could be here literally any.
I don't believe it, Bob. Do you believe it?
But just on the map.
But it's so small and dark, and what is that smell?
Oh, I think they call it the countryside. Mr. and Mrs. Nugent, welcome. Welcome. You found us all right?
Just about. We drove through the town at least twice.
If you can call it a town.
Well, exactly.
No shops.
No boutiques.
Not even a cash point.
I mean, what do people do here all day? Oh my God, is that our orphan?
Certainly is, Mariella. This is Karen. Karen, this is Bob and Mariella Nugent. They drove in from Dublin especially this morning. Mrs. Nugent is a prestigious member of the Save the Orphans Foundation.
Why'd you hear that, Bob?
Well, no, not yet, Father, though very nearly. I have an application in for the boards. I'm told I'm in with a very good chance. You do know the prestigious Save the Orphans Foundation, don't you, dear?
She must have heard about it on the news.
Anybody who's anybody is a member.
Well, I suppose it is remote here.
Bob and Mariella have some great news for you, Karen. They might be able to offer you a home.
Well, we were hoping for something smaller.
Oh, Karen's not as tall as she looks. Are you, Karen?
Because the small ones are quiet and keep to themselves.
Oh, very quiet. Hasn't said a word since her mother passed, in fact.
Does she eat?
Oh, anything and everything. Oh, and nothing at all. She's like a little bird.
And she's not unstable.
No.
Because some of these orphans with that background and history.
Karen's a very steady girl, despite the situation with her mother.
Terrible.
Karen's got her head very much screwed on, haven't you, Karen?
What do you think, Bob?
About what?
About the orphan. Should we take her?
This is your thing, Mariella. Nothing to do with me.
He was your second cousin.
3 times removed.
Bob knew her father, as I mentioned. Oh, that's got her interested. Is practically pricking up.
Well, no one here knew much about Karen's father. Her mother never used to speak about him, understandably. I'm sure she's very keen to hear what he was like. What was he like?
Well, Mariella, the orphan's staring at me.
Oh, he was a terrible drinker, your father. Drank himself into an early grave. Liver as green as an olive in the end by all accounts.
Black as onions.
Exactly. So when we heard the news about your poor mother, God rest her soul, we said we couldn't stand idle and do nothing to help. We must offer the girl some support. Of course, we were hoping you'd be smaller.
Oh, just put her in a corner, you won't even know she's there.
I do like a sorrow around the eyes.
And she's 16 now. Sure, in a couple of years she'll be off on her own.
You're right. You know what? You're right. I think we'll take her.
So we're done.
Where are her things?
Oh, she barely has any. These are all her worldly goods.
A simple suitcase with tragedy. Thank you for all your help, Father. We so appreciate it. Bob?
What do we owe you, Father?
Oh, for goodness sake, she's hardly for sale. I'm just glad she's going to a loving home.
Oh, right, so...
Although, a small donation is always appreciated.
Of course.
You come with me, love. We're just parked outside. See that gold convertible out by the gate? Or would you look at that, Bob? Only this morning she thought she was going to a children's home, and now she thinks she's in a fairy tale. Bet you can't believe your luck.
Bless you, Mr. Nugent.
Yeah, right.
Here we are, home sweet home. Now, don't be alarmed by the class and style, dear. That's just a chandelier. You've probably seen those in magazines. No, not there, dear. It was just dry cleans. We'll have you washed and dressed and scrubbed up later. Then you can sit anywhere you like. Now, where is Clive? I'm sure he'll be dying to... Clive! Clive!
Look what I just got!
Clive, Jesus, it's the Morrison's cat. What have you done to him?
Nothing! He was like that in the road.
He must have gotten himself run over. Quick, Clive, put him back before the neighbours find out.
I want to stuff him.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because he's a family pet.
He's the same as all the others.
You found the others in the forest. They didn't have owners. Clive made all these himself. He's always bringing things back from the forest. He's wonderfully artistic, isn't he, Bob?
Yeah, that's what we call it.
He has his own studio out in the back with all his special implements.
I'm cutting up the cat!
No, you're
I
not.
have to make a few calls.
And no, you don't. You can both wait here. We got ourselves a guest.
Is that the
Her
orphan?
name's Karen, yes?
I don't like her.
She's just lost her mother, Clive. Try to be nice.
Do you want to watch me cut up a cat?
Someone's gone and spilled something on the floor.
Wonderful Mags is here.
I already mopped this place this morning. As soon as one bit's gone, another appears. What is it? Chocolate? I suppose I'll have to clean it up.
Just leave it for now and come and meet Karen. She's the orphan we've been telling you about. Mags is our housekeeper, been with us for years, blind as a bat, but she means well.
She's big for an orphan.
Well, we were hoping for something smaller.
She's pretty too.
In certain kinds of lights, she has a lovely bit of sorrow around the eyes.
To lose your mother is a terrible thing, and so close to Christmas.
Desperate, desperate. Now, where is mine?
I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Nugent will try and take good care of you.
Bob and I just like to give back. Though, as I always say, what's the point of giving if nobody sees you give? Which is where we got the idea of having an orphan of our own. It was just blind luck we had one in the family. I mean, Save the Orphans Foundation can't ignore that, can they, Bob? They'll have to take us seriously now.
I'm on my knees praying for it.
That's his sense of humour. Bob's the builder.
Purveyor of properties.
Best in the country.
I buy land and I beautify it with luxury apartment complexes and the like, and I sell it for small profit.
He has very grand plans for the forest, haven't you, Bob?
Casino, best this country's ever seen. 12 stories high, 2 football pitches wide, and everything from roulette, blackjack, and a stage for magicians.
Bob loves his bit of magic.
I learned a new trick. Do you want to see?
Of course she doesn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll up, roll up.
Not now, Bob. Would you listen to us whittering on? We want to hear all about you, Karen, don't we?
I can wait.
No, everyone sit down and listen to Karen. She's going to tell us all about herself. Anything at all now?
Oh, I thought the priest said she couldn't talk.
That's right, the grief or something. How annoying.
Maybe we can ask her some questions and she can nod or shake her head.
Yes, good idea. Why don't you go first, Clive?
Can I cut off your finger?
Clive, what's your favourite food?
Not a yes or no.
What about your little toe?
What about dancing? Don't young people like dancing?
Do you, Karen? Do you hear that? The orphan likes to dance.
Well, I heard you say it. She's mute.
Bob and I used to love to dance. We learned the tango on our second wedding anniversary on a cruise around the Riviera. Remember that, Bob? You wouldn't know to look at him, but he's got very agile hips. Why did we stop?
We got old.
What sort of dancing does she do?
Well, we don't know yet, do we? Maybe she'll show us? Just 1 or 2 steps.
She's only just got here, leave her be.
No, come on. We're all family here now. And you wouldn't want to upset your new family on your first day at their home when they've taken you in and been so good to you, would you now, Karen? Of course you wouldn't. So, you stand there in the middle of the room where we all can see you. There's a good girl. And we'll stand here and watch you dance. Whenever you're ready.
What the hell was that?
I've absolutely no idea.
That's what they call dancing these days. I'm a bleeding ballerina.
Stop.
Her mother wasn't from here. Isn't that what you guys said? Maybe that's dancing where she's from.
You're right, Mags, you're right. Foreigners do have a different way of doing things.
Yeah, because it's not how we do it around here.
No, certainly not. Did you say your mother also made you that dress? Poor woman with her tormented mind. Well, don't you worry, Karen. Mags and I will have you fixed up and looking normal in no time. It's not who you are, it's who you know, as I always say, don't I, Mags?
You do, Mrs. Nugent, you do.
Come along, dear.
How long's she staying for?
Oh, that's up to your mother.
Are you really building a casino in the forest?
You build it, they will come. I'm just trying to figure out this planning permission first.
I like it as it is.
Well, you like it better when there's a water slide. Trust me.
Can I gut and stuff the Morrison's cat?
What did your mother say?
She said it's fine.
Fine.
Okay.
I learned a new trick. Do you want to see? Ladies and gentlemen, marvel as I, Bob Nugent, an ordinary man, take this ordinary telephone and make it vanish into thin air. By the power of magic, madness, and mayhem invested in me, on the count of 1, 2. Where'd everyone go? Oh, Clive, that's just cruel! Wait! Witch cat! Clive! Clive!
Now, this is my dressing room, never to be entered without my permission, understand? Some of these pieces are worth more than this house. Mirror, mirror on the wall, keep my complexion smooth and my waistline small. Just a little joke, my waistline's always small. Bob and I bought this mirror on a business trip, back when he used to take me. It talks, you know, you just have to ask it a question. Look, mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look today? You look great today, Mariella. It's an affirmation mirror, builds self-confidence. It's even got a memory. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I look yesterday? You looked great yesterday, Mariella. Max, you try it.
Oh, I have no truck with that thing.
It's just a little bit of fun.
I can't abide its voice.
Come on, Max, for the orphan.
For goodness sake. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look today?
You look great today, Max.
Always says the same bleeding thing. You try. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how does Karen look today?
You're beautiful, Karen, inside and out.
Did you change the recording on it or something?
No?
I've never heard it say
It must
that
be
before.
broken. You know what these old things are like. Of course, vanity is a sin. And people who spend their own time admiring their own reflections usually meet on very unhappy ends, don't they, Max?
Well, I wouldn't say...
Come on, let's get you dressed. There should be something much more sensible in here.
What about this? It feels nice and frilly.
Too fussy.
Or this, with the sequins.
Too smart.
What about this?
Absolutely not. Where do you think she's off to? A ball? Yes, this is the one. This will look good on you, won't it, Max?
It looks a bit...
Trust me, I got a good eye. Before I met Bob, I was a senior manager at a very exclusive department store. Of course, I gave it up just after the wedding. No sense in an important man being married to a shop girl now, is there? Well, go on, try it on. Max, you help.
Come here, love.
We're having dinner here on Friday, in your honour, Karen.
Did you hear that, Karen? A party in your honour.
I'll have to look fabulous. The chairwoman of the Save the Orphans will be coming. It's one thing saving the orphans in the abstract, but inviting one into your very own home, I mean, if that doesn't get their attention.
And Karen will need to look her best as well.
Yes, but it's like an orphan. Stunning! It really accentuates your better features. Do you like it? It's a vast improvement from what you had, except for the shoes. We'll have those burned.
Burned? What about the charity shop?
And inflict them on someone else. Dear God, look at her feet. They're all ragged and swollen.
Well, they must have been too small for her, poor thing.
Here. Put these old ones for now. They're Bob's old ones, but you've got big feet.
They don't sound good.
Just a little loose. She'll get used to them.
Why don't you take her to the shoemaker? I heard he's back in town.
Sylvester, since when?
Since a few days ago. But you know what he's like with his pop-up shop. One day he's there and the next he's not. Do you know about Sylvester, Karen?
Of course she doesn't. She's from the country.
Well, they say he's the greatest shoemaker in all the world.
A wizard where feet are concerned.
He travels all over. Brazil, Shanghai.
Waiting list as long as my arm.
He made me these boots 10 years ago. I haven't bought a new pair since. Not a hole nor a scratch.
And of course he made these.
Oh yes, wait till you see these.
Handcrafted to order from mulberry silk. There's not another pair like them in the world. Want to look? Those are real rose petals there by the heel. And that's a real live butterfly on the toe. See it flap its little wings? No touching! I only wear them on very special occasions. Taking her to Sylvester seems a bit extravagant.
But if her feet are as bad as you say...
But what does she need a special pair of shoes for? We can just get a normal one. We don't want her getting notions.
You're right, it was a silly idea.
Yes.
I was only just thinking about this dinner on Friday with the Save the Orphans Foundation. How impressed all those important, glamorous people would be when you buy an orphan with barely any belongings of her own, a pair of handmade, well-crafted shoes. But don't listen to me, it's a foolish thought.
Well, hang on.
No, I wasn't thinking.
Though we don't want people saying we're neglecting her.
Yeah, but you can just buy an ordinary pair of shoes in town.
That's true.
Just because it might impress a committee.
That's also true.
Who cares about them?
Well, I do.
Only rich people. Why spend that good money on an orphan when you could spend the same money on yourself?
Well, it's important that she's comfortable.
Most people wouldn't bother.
Well, I'm not most people.
Most people would just put her in front of the committee in any shoes at all.
Well, I'm not most people. I'm Mariella Nugent, and no orphan of mine is going to be seen wandering around in an ordinary pair of shoes when she can just have a pair made specially. You're to take her to Sylvester at once.
If you're sure.
Wild horses couldn't change my mind. What's happening, Mags? She's...
Thank you, Mrs. Nugent.
What? Did you just speak?
Yes, Mrs. Nugent.
Would you look at that, Mags? The orphan speaks some perfect English too.
You've been very kind to me.
Oh, yes I have, haven't I? Make sure to mention that at the dinner. Well, we mustn't get distracted. Let's get rid of these old things. Mags, bring the bleach. We'll have a whole new Karen on our hands. You won't even recognise yourself, dear.
Hello? Is someone there?
What are you doing? Does my mother know you're out here? She wouldn't like it. There are weirdos everywhere in the trees. People say the forest is haunted. Everyone says they used to leave their children out here. Children whose parents didn't like them. Children whose mothers shouldn't have had them. Children like you. They'd take them out in the dead of the night with no food and no blankets, knowing they wouldn't find their way home. People say you can still hear their ghosts crying.
I don't believe you.
Get you! Talking now and everything. Have you ever seen a ghost before?
Only my mother. I found her dead.
That's not a ghost, it's a corpse. I'm talking about real ghosts. I've seen spirits come through those trees.
I wish my mother could come back and haunt me. At least then I could still see her face.
You are weird.
What are you doing out here?
Hunting? The Morrisons wanted to bury their cat. Now I have to find something else to stuff. Want to put your head on that block? What about your hand? Dare you?
Why do you like chopping things up?
Why do you like dressing like that?
Your mother gave me these.
Bet she did. Chopping stuff's not as easy as it looks, you know. You have to get the angle exactly right. The blade has to be sharp, so it cuts right through. Worst thing you can do is keep hacking away. Same for a human head. It's full of muscles, bone, and sinew. Takes an expert. When they chopped off Anne Boleyn's head, they brought the executioner over from France. Oh, he was the best. He didn't even put her head on the block. He just lobbed it right off on her knees. I'd be a good executioner. No one'd even notice you're gone.
Your mother would.
You think she likes you? Is that why you do everything she says? So she doesn't have a reason to send you back? You idiot! She doesn't need a reason. She could just wake up one morning and change her mind. Anyways, I'm going home. Don't stay too long. When it gets dark, the ghosts like to come out.
a strange place to have a shoe shop, but Sylvester is strange. Pops up when you least expect him. He can be a bit temperamental as well. Creative types often are. Although he might show you some things that you might like, just remember, Mrs. Nugent has given us very clear instructions. I've learnt over the years that the best way to do it, Mrs. Nugent, is to keep your head down and don't make a fuss. That way, her gaze floats right over you. You still keep a piece of who you are. Understand? Good.
Is that him?
Shh. Keep your voice down. He has very strict rules. We must wait until we're called. Our appointment is not till 3.
Does he even see us?
Oh, I see you, Karen. The others might not. Margaret, how are you doing? It's been such a long time.
Nearly a decade. I wasn't sure you'd remember me.
Remember? How could I forget? Mags, what a poor tortured feet.
Was I telling you about my corns last time?
You don't need to tell me. I can hear them screaming as we speak, like children trapped in a house fire, standing at the window shouting, "Let me out."
I've had a lifetime of suffering.
Haven't we all? Here, why don't you allow yourself to slip into something more comfortable?
I shouldn't really. Not while we're on business. Although I have had this funny headache all day.
Why wouldn't you, after all you do for other people, just sit back, relax, take the weight off? And tell me about this delightful creature with you.
This is Karen. She's the orphan Mrs. Nugent has taken in.
Orphan. Fascinating.
We're here because Karen needs a new pair of... Oh my, this chair is comfortable.
You were saying?
Yes, what was I saying? Now, Karen needs a new pair of... Oh my, I don't know what's come over me. Could almost fall as...
Well, it appears she's nodded off. Guess that leaves just you and me then, Karen. Karen, a simple name yet hides so much. Have we met before? Really? You seem familiar. Strange. Well, anyway, Karen, tell me, what can I do you for?
I just need a pair of shoes.
Just need a pair of shoes. If only it were as straightforward as that. You know, people say the eyes are the window to the soul, but they're wrong. It's the feet. Think of your feet, what they know, what they carry, how they parry. From Billy to Jack, from home to work and back. From the lies and deceits and the daily defeats. Humiliations, depravity, through egos, tooth cavities. Squeezed and abused into ill-fitting shoes. Bunioned and calloused, yet they give us our ballast. They don't howl, they don't swear. They don't give in to despair. We hardly even notice that they're there. Till they're not. Our feet are really all we've got. What do you think, poet, or what?
Jesus, I forgot. Mrs. Nugent wrote us a note.
A note?
Yes, now where did... here. Can you read this?
Dear shoemaker, please find Karen a pair of shoes. They should be all of the following. Plain, simple, modest, sensible, even to the point of dull. There should not be any of the following. Glamorous, attention-seeking, fabulous. We don't want to give her notions about herself. Brackets. She's just a poor religious girl after all. Close brackets. Something on the reasonable side if possible. Smiley face, Mariella Nugent.
Would you happen to have anything like that?
Why, we have everything the heart desires.
Oh, good.
I believe something like this is what Miss Nugent was describing. Does your heart's desires look like this?
Oh, she's only trying to make Mrs. Nugent happy. Making Mrs. Nugent happy is something that you need to think about.
Maybe you should have another little sleep.
Huh?
Max, what did you do to her?
Nothing, I simply let the poor woman succumb to her desires. I'm sure after a lifetime of toil and tragedy, she's exhausted. Just leave her be. Let's talk about me. No, you. Let's talk about you. Is this really your kind of shoe? Are you sure? Because I don't think that's quite true, Karen. There's a hunger in you. There's a passion. I can see it in your eyes.
It's sorrow, Mrs. Nugent says.
Why should you eat crumbs, Karen, while the rest of them eat cake? Why should you eat morsels when you can have the whole damn melangerie? Isn't it fabulous? Every dish here is for the taking. Anything that whets your poor, deprived appetite. Something gold, something purple, something mink, something turtle, something bright, something dark, something made of oak tree bark. Here, smile up.
Oh!
But Mrs. Nugent!
Miss Nugent, Miss Boogent. Does that work? Look, I understand the hesitation, Karen. You want to be the good girl, speak when you're spoken to, do as you're told. Don't get into any trouble or let anyone see the fire that rages beneath. But I see it. And I think I know just what you're looking for. Step a little closer. Have a good look. Does this not set your hearts on fire?
My mother had a pair like these.
Your mother?
Red was her favourite colour. She used to dance in them. She was such a good dancer. Whenever she wore them, people stopped in the street and stared.
I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you, Karen? To have people look at you like that. Well, go on, try them on. They're just shoes. They won't bite, unless you want them to.
They're not what Mrs. Nugent wants.
Who cares what Mrs. Nugent wants?
I do.
What about what you want? Just try them on, just for a minute.
Maybe just for a minute.
Now you're talking.
Before Max wakes up.
Like they were made for you.
They feel so...
Different?
They don't squeeze or pinch my toes.
Of course not.
They sort of tingle.
Tingle?
They make me want to... What was that?
What?
They just moved.
Did they? Oh, you do like dancing, don't you, Karen?
How do you know that?
The same way I know everything, my dear. I listen to the feet.
Well, I don't anymore.
Why ever not?
'Cause I'm no good.
But you could, and the shoes are here to show you that. They were made for dancing, for an Argentinian dancer, to be exact. One of the greats. She ordered the fabric herself from a medicine man in Peru. Said she wanted me to make her a second pair of feet.
So, why doesn't she have them?
An accident. Terrible, really. Suffice to say she's no longer dancing. I guess passion has its price. Luckily, the shoes found their way back to me and no one has had the courage to buy them. Yet. Pity. They're such pretty dancing shoes.
What's happening? I don't understand.
Oh, I think you do.
I feel strange.
But you look fabulous in the way you move. Doesn't it feel good?
Yes.
You're free.
Yes.
Say it.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
Say it again.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
Again.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
What's going on? What's with all the shouting? Did you find a pair of shoes?
Oh, we found something, all right.
And they meet Mrs. Nugent's requirements.
When she put them on, they looked just right, didn't they, Karen?
Well, I can't see them from here. Let me have a feel. That feels good. What about the colour?
Oh, it was her mother's favourite.
What colour's that?
They're the nicest, the most beautiful shoes I've ever seen, Max.
Beautiful things can draw attention, Karen. Not always good.
Passion has its price, the girl knows that.
But Mrs. Nugent.
But Miss Nugent isn't here.
But
The girl has a right to choose.
I know, but
So why not let her?
yeah, but
Please, Max, they'll be the nicest thing I've ever owned.
very well if you're sure.
Fabulous, I'll box them up.
Wait,
Have you changed your mind?
I was thinking I could wear them home.
Would you look at that? She's in love with them already.
Oh, when are the guests getting here?
Any minute now.
Those collars so itchy, it's driving me mad.
How do I look?
Did I get you that dress?
I bought it.
With my card?
Well, obviously, Bob, yes.
How many times have I got to tell you that card is for the expenses? You look nice.
Thanks.
Did I say something wrong?
Usually, Bob, yes.
What do you want me to say?
Time was you said all manner of nice things.
Time was I had more time. Should I open the wine or something?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look today?
You look great today, Marietta.
Shut up.
On my wedding day, I married a prince. The truth is, I haven't seen that man since. Where is the boy who's driving me sing? Where is the man who gave me this ring? Who shall know? Who shall know? Who shall know? Who shall know? On my wedding day, I married my Bob. I loved him so much that I gave up my job. He said he'd be true, he'd always be kind. I never realized it would be like a line. Who shall know? Who shall know? Who shall know? Who shall know? It's been life and its problems, the juice and the blues, taking daily existence and always confused. He's been distracted and he's disappeared. My life's full of tragedy, so now I'm here.
Mom,
For God's sake, Clive, don't creep up on me like that. What if I was naked?
where's the orphan?
How should I know? I have more important things on my mind.
Ding dong.
It's them. They're here. How do I look?
Same as always.
Right.
I'll check the other room then.
You wouldn't necessarily make the connection, but property development and magic actually have a lot in common. Not that I call myself a property developer, but for the sake of the argument, it's the same guiding principle. Distraction. For example, I go up to the relevant people, the county councils, the banks, etc., and I say, look over here, look over here. There's a great new opportunity to be had. So they look over there, and then I say, on the count of 3, something magical is going to happen. Well, I don't say that to them, obviously, I'm being metaphorical, but do you get the idea? 1, 2, 3. See?
Ooh.
And then, as if by magic, there was a luxury apartment complex standing where some rundown community library no one cared about once was, and a car park thrown in for good measure. And no one even saw it going up. Oh,
Very good. Now, of course, we didn't invite you here today for magic tricks. We invited you here for something much more important. To meet the orphan we rescued from devastating impoverishment.
You mean Karen?
Yes, I mean Karen.
I must say, Mrs. Nugent, we in the town are so heartened by the Christian charity you and your family have shown the girl.
yes.
Wonderful. Very kind.
She didn't have the greatest start in life.
Well, it's all too easy to sit by and do nothing these days, Father. You walk past a homeless person or a drunk in the street, and naturally you think, they've gotten themselves into that mess. If they don't have the wherewithal to put the bottle down and get a decent job, isn't it their own fault they are where they are? But when you dig a little deeper and you look a little closer, you realise that all of us are vulnerable to the vagaries of fate. I mean, if Bob's business was to close tomorrow, well, we'd probably be fine. We have some investments. But that's not the point. The point is, you never know. You just never know.
An excellent point, Mrs. Nugent. You have a philosophical mind.
Thank you, Mags.
Yes.
Wonderful, very philosophical.
Of course, we heard the whispers about Karen's mother long before she passed.
What whispers? Oh, that she was off a trolley!
She was a troubled woman, Mr. Nugent. There's no doubt about that. Of course she wasn't from here, no family or support. And some of the things they say she got up to make ends meet.
What things did she get up to?
Let's just say she strayed from the flock.
Which flock?
Don't probe, Clive. My son has a very morbid imagination. Luckily, channels it into his art.
All the crates do.
Well, that's what we hope. Otherwise, I've got a bit of a psycho on our hands. What? I tried to interest him in rugby, but...
It's a masculine cliche! Well, I must say I marvel at your courage, Mariana. A teenage orphan.
For the volatile family history.
Yes!
Brave.
Very.
You know, I think we could get some publicity around this.
Oh no, we're not at all interested in publicity, are we, Bob? Unless, of course, it helps the foundation. Anything to help the foundation. I'm still waiting my application. Any word on that?
We can send out a press release.
Yes!
Picture of you and Bob and Karen.
Well, I wouldn't think she's all that photogenic.
Where is she anyway?
Who?
The orphan?
I thought she was here.
Mags? Oh, where's the orphan?
I haven't seen her since we got home from the shoemaker's. Oh, you should have seen her, Mrs. Nugent. All the way home, she was laughing, smiling, praising your kindness at letting her pick whatever pair of shoes she would like.
What?
Beautiful.
Wonderful! To bring a child such joy!
Well, you should have seen what she was wearing. Practically rags, wasn't it, Father?
Her mother used to make all her clothes. She was quite a talented seamstress at one point.
Before she lost her mind.
Well, there wasn't much talent in what I saw, I can tell you. Some of it bordered onto the obscene, but Mags and I took her in hand and found her something much more, hello, suitable.
Karen, wow, you look different.
Doesn't she?
Mrs. Nugent bought me a new pair of shoes. Aren't they pretty?
Yes! Most unusual!
And you picked them out yourself?
It was all Mrs. Nugent's idea. She sent me to a shoemaker, one of the best in the world.
Really?
Wonderful! Very nice!
Only the best for our Karen. Come here, Karen, quick. Everyone's been dying to meet you.
In a minute.
Sorry?
Well, what I mean is, there's something I'd like to do first.
What sort of something? She didn't talk so much at the start. Takes some getting used to.
I was thinking I might perform.
Perform?
Oh.
Interesting! Very good!
But what on earth would you perform?
I was thinking I could dance for your guest.
Dance? No, honestly, Karen, there's no need for that.
My mother was a dancer.
Really?
Was she? Most unusual!
A dancer, more like.
She taught me a bit the other night when you asked me to show you. I felt a bit shy,
Understandable.
but now I feel better.
Best not to push it.
But now I feel confident.
There's really no need.
If she wants to dance, why not
Oh, no, listen. We've seen it before.
But please, Mr. and Mrs. Nugent, now I think I could be good.
Very well, if you must.
Me?
Forbes, stop it! All right. That's really quite. That's it now! Of that! Thank you, Karen. I think we get the gist.
That was killer, Dad.
Was it?
Yeah.
I never knew you could dance like that, Mr. Nugent.
Oh, well, I haven't in years. What was my lower back and all?
Your lower back, is it?
Oh, yes, suppose it's just a bit of fun.
Well, we're not here for a bit of fun. We're here to think about orphans. As you can see, she's had a traumatic upbringing. Hopefully a loving home will set her right. Come here, please, dear.
Here we are, just what the doctor ordered. Come here, Karen.
I can't.
What?
My feet, they won't move.
What do you mean they won't move?
Wow!
Stop this messing, Karen, and come here. Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into her.
I swear it's not me.
I'm going to lose my temper in a minute.
Karen, please, you're upsetting Mrs. Nugent.
I can't help it.
That's it. I'll have to come and get you. Ow! She just kicked me!
Karen!
I didn't mean to, I
Now look
swear.
here, young lady. Ow!
Karen, pull yourself to... Ow!
What's happening?
The orphan's going nuts!
Oh, my chest! I've got terrible pain. I can't breathe.
Max! Oh, quick! I think she's having a heart attack.
Really, Max? Max, can you hear me?
Is she breathing?
I can't hear anything.
Is she alright? Look what you've done! This is all your fault! It was the shoes! The shoes! The shoes! That's what you get for barefaced lies. Where's the phone? I'll call the doctor.
Max, come on, hang in there.
We're all dead inside.
We're all dead inside.
When did you last cry?
When did you last cry?
Hunt things up so I can
I
find
can't find.
why we're all dead inside.
Dead inside.
We're all dead inside.
We're all dead inside.
I can't empathize.
I can't empathize.
I don't relate, so I mutilate.
Mutilate.
'Cause I feel dead inside.
Dead inside.
So make no jump
Jump on face. That is the first trace. Maybe for you, it's the roll of dice. But for me, it's torturing minds.
I hear them
Squeal. I know it's real. It's the only way I feel.
we're all dead inside.
We're all dead inside.
There's no place to hide.
There's no place to hide.
Suspended in formaldehyde.
Yeah.
We're all dead
Dead inside.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be the interval.
Is this thing on?
I'm Sylvester. We met in the first half. How did you enjoy it, by the way? Oh, really? I believe I've seen you before. You seem familiar. Strange. Well, anyway, go grab yourself some biscuits, maybe some tea, and enjoy the rest of the show, though I do warn you, my little helpers have informed me that there might be some issues, but I'll deal with them myself. Off you pop. Hey, diddle diddle, we've got to the middle, but what is our orphan to do? She's got what she's dreamed of, but all's not what it seems of. She might yet lose a foot or two. Ha ha ha. Right, let's get on with it, shall we?
Mrs. Nugent, what a terrible ordeal.
Never been so upset in my life.
Max is like family to you.
Max? Oh, yes, but she'll be fine.
Well, she is in intensive care.
Yes.
Hooked up on a heart monitor.
But she'll be fine. And if she's not, they'll resuscitate her. What can't be resuscitated is my reputation. I'll never forget the look on that chairwoman's face when she saw me slap Karen. As if I'm the monster. She's the monster. She dragged me to it.
Calm down, eh?
You can't hit an orphan in front of the Save the Orphans, Bob. You're supposed to be saving them. My application's ruined. They'll never have me now.
Mrs. Nugent, if I'm to agree with the child, it didn't seem like she was in her right mind.
Which you assured wouldn't be an issue, Father.
Well, yes.
You said she was stable.
And she is, for the most part.
What? Do you need a psychiatrist or an exorcist now?
I agree that, like her mother, the girl seems to have a wayward streak, but There is still hope for her with you and Mr. Nugent's guidance.
If guidance is what she needs, she might be better off with you, Father.
Oh God, no, I don't want her. What I mean is, she must learn by example, and what better example to be nestled in the bosom of a family.
I'm not clutching a viper to my bosom twice.
Mrs. Nugent, she's hardly a viper. Look at her.
I'm sick of looking at her, and that sorrow around the eye seems a lot more sinister now. To think she had the nerve to blame the shoes that I bought out of the goodness of my heart.
Mrs.
I can't talk about it anymore. I need a bath and a face mask. We can decide what to do with her in the morning.
Suppose you'll have to put it in the spare, Father.
If it's not too much trouble.
Even if it was, we still have to. Follow me, Father. Bob, don't linger.
Coming.
Oh, and I'll take these. No excuses now, is there, madam?
Mr. Nugent?
How did you do it?
What?
The dancing. How did you do it? Haven't danced like that in years. The energy, the electricity.
You felt it too?
I could have leapt on the table and danced all night.
I know.
Did you slip something in my drink?
No, it was the shoes.
Oh, come on. It's just you and me here. You can tell me the truth.
I am telling the truth. It was the shoes.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. I've heard about this. Men my age. First it's convertible. Oh, and then it's hair plugs. Then a leather jacket. And then they're staying up late dancing with the younger in clubs. And then a tan. Oh, no, 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 not Bob Nugent. I will not be joining just a midlife.
I didn't mean to cause trouble.
Oh, well.
What happened at the table wasn't me.
It certainly looked like you.
And it wasn't. At least it didn't feel like me. Although my mother used to say when she danced, she didn't feel like herself either.
Your mother?
She said it just came through her like a force. She'd think the shoes made me like that. Like her.
Well, I don't think...
People keep saying she wasn't right in the head. I always thought she was perfect. But maybe I just couldn't see.
I don't think I'm the right person to talk to about this.
Are you going to send me away?
Oh, look, that's up to Mariella.
Please don't, please. Mariella's the nicest woman I've ever met.
Really? How many people have you met?
Will you tell her I'm sorry?
Look.
Will you tell her I'll do anything to make it right?
Can't.
I'll clean the house, I'll cook, I'll do whatever she wants. I won't put a foot wrong again, I swear. Please, just please beg her to give me a second chance. Oh, please, Mr. Nugent, you're all I have.
Okay, I'll talk to her. No, that's okay. Just stay over there. I'm not promising anything now.
Okay.
I'll only talk to her. Okay, well...
Mr. Nugent,
Yes, Karen?
did you like the shoes on me?
Did I like the shoes?
You looked at me differently when I wore them, that's all. It made me think that maybe you did.
Well, yeah, I suppose I like them, but you must never tell Mrs. Nugent that.
Why not?
You just mustn't ever, 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 ever. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe when you're older, you'll understand. Good night, Karen.
Good night, Mr. Nugent.
The shoes made me do it. Little liar.
Mariella!
Coming!
What are
you doing?
I'm just tidying up.
You're not allowed in here. Oh, and you're definitely not allowed to wear those.
I know. I was just going to bed.
Stupid shoes!
I was following the eye, 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 was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, the scars of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and my crew you fall and turned the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
Hey, how's your ticker, Mags?
Still ticking anyway for the time being.
Did they give you an electric shock?
What?
They usually do that when your heart stops. They have these machines with an electrical current and they put them on your chest and boom! You're alive again.
I'd punch any doctor who did that to me.
Do it to the brains of crazy people too. Electric shocked them into being normal. Karen's mother probably had that.
All right, that's enough. Go and make Mag's a cup of tea.
I thought that's the orphan's job.
Go. We're so pleased to have you home again, Mags.
Well, I'm pleased to be home.
And it's really no burden at all to look after you day in and day out whilst getting nothing in return. You mustn't give it a second thought.
All right.
Obviously, when the doctor said you were going to require round-the-clock care, we were alarmed for you. After all, who was there to do it? Bob's up to his eyes with his businesses, and I'm jam-packed with the meetings and the like. But I found the perfect solution.
Oh, Karen?
Now, don't you worry. She's not going to try any more of her funny business. If she so as puts one toe out of place, she's straight to the foster home. Isn't that right, Karen? I had made up my mind earlier to send her back, but Bob said the foundation might like it if we turn the other cheek. And I've got good cheekbones, so...
But is it fair to the girl?
Fair. She's lucky she's not out on her ear.
But she should be cooped up in here with me. She's just a child.
Well, she didn't seem like a child when she was dancing with my husband, did she? She's to make you meals, she'll clean your bedpan, and she'll sleep right there on the floor. So if there's anything you want or need, Karen can be sure to get it.
But...
Oh, you haven't heard the best part yet, Mags. Bob was right. The foundation rang this morning and asked me for lunch. Can you imagine if I gave Karen away? I have nothing to speak about. But you reap what you sow, Mags. You reap what you sow. You clean that up.
Hold on. What happened to the shoes?
The shoes. People who lie and cheat and behave like animals don't get shoes. And people who behave like that don't get anything nice, do they, Karen?
No, Mrs. Nugent.
I'll be back later. Clean up this room. It's like a pigsty.
This is all my fault.
Don't be silly,
I
Mags.
should have never let you buy those shoes.
I wanted them. Sure, you couldn't even see them.
But that's not quite true. I just wanted you to have something nice.
I don't understand.
You don't always need eyes to see things, Karen. Mr. Nugent, could you come in here for a second?
I'm waiting on a call, Mags. An international investor loves the business idea.
You wouldn't by chance have a deck of cards on you.
Cards? I always come prepared, Mags. Magician's code. Did you want to see a trick?
Actually, I have a trick to show you if you don't mind.
Oh, I didn't realise you were into magic, Mags.
Well, there's a lot about me that you mightn't know. Now, shuffle the deck and pick a card. Just don't show me.
Righto.
Right. Ready?
Yep.
It's red, triangular, diamonds, ace of diamonds.
Oh, not bad. But can you do it again, though?
This one's black, it's circular, 6 or 9 of clubs.
6 of clubs. Right. Okay, let's try and figure out how you did there.
Jack of spades.
Hold your horses. I haven't even. How'd you do that?
That one came to me clear as day. Happens like that sometimes.
Oh, have you got a mark?
No, it's a gift. I've always had it.
A gift? They should have you in the magic circle, Mags. Quick, use that gift to get me more money. It costs a lot to cut down trees. Donnie, how are you? Have you seen the plans?
I didn't know you had a gift, Mags.
Yep, well, people like you and me, Karen, we're gifts. We're supposed to keep our heads down, otherwise terrible things can happen. Things that you and me can't control.
Here's your tea, Mags. Next time, she can do it. I'm going to the forest to work on my art.
Take her with you.
But she's supposed to stay here and do what you say.
And I say she should go outside and get some fresh air like a normal girl her age. Take her.
Fine. But don't walk beside me. You can make a knife out of anything, you know. Bits of metal, tin of beans. You just need to know how to sharpen it. Give me your hand. It's just a test to see if the blade is blunt. It probably won't even mark you.
I don't want to.
If you let me, I won't tell Mariella that you left Mags on her own.
Max told me to.
And you think she'll believe that? After everything you've done?
Well, hello there, children. What a pretty day.
You know him.
Oh, sorry, I don't believe we've met. I'm Sylvester. I make shoes.
So what are you wearing those for? They're for girls.
Oh, my dear boy, where's your flair? There's more to life than Nike.
It's pronounced Nike.
Is he always this dull?
I thought your shop was that way. Or that way.
Well, my shop is every way, my dear, but on my lunch breaks I walk the cat.
Who walks a cat?
Well, no one at teams, and now I know why. She wriggled and wriggled till she got herself loose and ran into the forest, the brazen strap. Well, you're on your own now, Manolo, I can tell you that.
I can find her, if you want.
Really?
Yes, I'm pretty good with cats.
How much do you charge?
Finders keepers.
Losers weepers, I think I understand you. Fine. If you find her, you can keep her.
Yes!
Though I do warn you, she's got claws.
Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty.
What a horrid little brat.
He'll stuff your cat.
Then I guess that's that. I'm not much of a cat person anyway. Oh, my dear, where are your delicious shoes?
I don't have them anymore.
They were stolen. They ran away.
They got me into trouble. They made me dance.
Good.
They made me dance differently.
Well, I told you so.
They made everyone angry.
Oh, my poor little March girl. Mind the doormat. Oh, sorry, it's just you.
I don't want to make everyone angry.
Are you saying when you wore them you didn't revel in the admiration? You didn't like how people looked at you? For once, they couldn't ignore you.
Vanity is a sin.
Vanity schmanity. I see what's in you. Here,
What's this?
an invitation to a ball to be held in this here very forest, with the birds and the bees and the VIPs. Only those with invitations can come, and now you're invited. On one condition. You must wear the shoes.
I told you I don't have them anymore.
Then get them back.
I can't. Mrs. Nugent took them.
Then take them back.
I don't want to cause trouble. I want Mrs. Nugent to like me. I don't want her to send me away. I want to be good.
And if only you could. But you, my dear, don't have a choice, because you can hear a different voice. One voice that's saying, seize this chance. Let the shoes come out and dance. Let them show what you can do, because in these shoes you're more than you. And you know it. In these shoes you're brilliant. In these shoes you're light. In these shoes when you move, it just feels so right. Not the orphan no one loves, but a dancer.
Please.
With the stars, and the shoes can show you who you are. Come on, Karen, you know that passion has its price.
What does that mean? What price?
It's a buy now, pay later kind of thing. Don't worry about it. Just ask yourself one question. Why shouldn't you? That little brat.
Here.
Oh, no, you keep it. She might need it for later. But do give these to the old woman. I do hope her suffering is nearing its end. Madeleine, darling, where are you?
I was following the eye, 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 was following the pack, was followed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and I grow your fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
I can't believe it. It's like a dream. Not only did the chairwoman invite me to be one of the key speakers for the fundraiser, but she asked me for tips. Tips? Fashion tips, of course.
Of course.
I mentioned I was once a personal stylist. I didn't say where, but she was so impressed. I'm this close to getting onto the board. I can feel it. Now, Mags, look into the mirror.
Don't want to look at myself in that thing.
It's not about looking at yourself, it's about the affirmation. They speed up the healing process.
Is there any science behind that, or is it just mumbo jumbo?
Bob.
I always says the same thing.
Well, that's not true. Remember what I said to
What did it say to Karen?
I forget, and it was clearly rubbish, but still. We need you back to full health ASAP, Mags, because honestly, the state of this house since you've been sick, and we wouldn't want to go and get a new housekeeper now, would we, Bob?
No?
No.
No. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look today?
You look great today, Mags.
Marvellous.
I hate that thing.
She used to do it twice more before bed.
Hey, Mags! If you die, will you donate me your organs so I can make sculptures?
Jesus Christ, Clyde, that is not how you talk to people. Mariella. The earlier we get there, the earlier we can get out. And I do love the stuff and sticks. You! Come on.
You look very pretty, Mrs.
Don't.
I was just...
I know what you're doing. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'll burn you.
I'm sure it'll be a beautiful night, Mrs. Nugent. Will there be music?
Music? Of course there will be music. There'll be fairy lights and ice sculptures and tablecloths made out of marshmallows.
Tablecloths made out of marshmallows?
The fundraiser is world famous. They stint on nothing.
And you're sure you wouldn't want to take Karen with you?
Karen?
Yes, it could be good for your speech, you know? You could point to her on the stage and say, there's the orphan that I rescued from the jaws of a shark type thing.
I'm not risking my position with the Save the Orphans over an orphan. She almost ruined all my years of good networking.
But
stop worrying about Karen, Mags, and get some rest. She's like a centipede, that one. Always finds a way to creep in. We'll be late. Don't wait up. Oh, and that mirror is not for you.
you would have liked to have gone to our party, wouldn't you? With the marshmallow tablecloths?
I don't mind.
Can't tell you how many parties there have been that I would have liked to have gone to, except nobody asked.
You're shivering. Are you cold, Mags?
It's just my age.
I'll get you a blanket.
What is it?
Nothing. I saw a spider.
A spider?
There's no blankets in there.
Never mind, I'll sure roll them up.
What about this?
Karen, is that Mrs. Nugent's?
No.
Karen, you must mustn't go rooting through her things. She's like a bloodhound. She'll sniff you out.
It was my mother's.
Oh, you loved her, didn't you? I had a little girl once. She loved me too, I think. Her father didn't. Ran off the first chance he got. Back then, mothers like me, by ourselves, we couldn't be mothers on our own. They took her away from me.
To the forest.
To somewhere. I haven't seen her since. She'll be older now, of course. But I just hope wherever she is, she's having a really great time. She was treated like royalty by her mother.
I hope so too.
I'll keep this safe for you. But I think I'm going to have a nap now. But when I wake up, we'll have our own party. There won't be any marshmallow tablecloths, but you'll dance for me?
Dance?
Yes, I think I like that.
Karen, take the shoes, Karen. Take the shoes. Go to the shoes.
Ha 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 ha!
Hello? Is someone there? Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look today? You look great today, Karen. But you'd look a lot better with the shoes. What did you say?
Karen?
Go back to sleep, Mags, it's fine. Go on, what are you waiting for? The old woman's asleep. Nothing, I suppose. Feels normal. Feels fine. Feels... Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I look now?
Like the belle of the ball.
I can't.
Why not?
I'm meant to stay here.
Why not? Just one last time.
I could just go for an hour before Max wakes up. I'll set an alarm to make sure I'm back in time. I'll be back, Max. I promise. And when I wake up, I'll dance for you. Why shouldn't we get to go to parties, Max? Why shouldn't we get to go to balls? We're not invisible. Why shouldn't I?
Karen? Karen, I feel a bit hot. I think I need a glass of... Karen, are you there?
I saw you dance. I'm Prince.
Seriously?
My parents left Purple. What's the name?
Karen,
Where are you from?
the other side of the forest.
How come I've never seen you before?
Maybe you have.
I think I remember. You're a really good dancer.
It's my shoes.
Your shoes?
They're magic.
Of course they are. Will you dance with me? How did you hear about this?
He invited me.
Who?
The shoemaker.
What shoemaker?
The one who made the invitations. Hey!
I thought I lost you. You were saying something about a shoemaker?
He made these for a dancer who died.
How did she die?
I don't know.
Was it gruesome?
I don't know.
Was she as amusing as you?
I don't know. Why are you talking to me? This place is full of pretty girls.
So?
Why aren't you speaking to them instead?
Because I want to talk to you. You're different.
You mean weird?
I mean, it's a compliment. The girls here are all the same. Yeah, they're good looking, but that's not everything. That's not what I'm looking for.
Don't leave yet, the night is young. In fact, it's only just.
Be gone. There is so much I want to find out about you.
But I promised.
Just stay for a while. Another hour?
Why not 2 or 3 or 4?
What's the worst that could happen? Is your carriage going to turn into a pumpkin?
Why are you dancing with this country bumpkin?
I have to go, I promised Max.
Who's Max? Your mum?
My mother's dead.
Oh.
So get her out of your head. You're here because you want to live, and the shoes have got so much to give. They're tired of nice, they're tired of quiet. Now they're free and they want to riot.
No!
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to upset you.
It's not you, it's just my head. I should go. I feel strange.
At least give me your number.
Don't you dare!
I want to go home.
You wanted to dance.
I have
You
danced.
wanted people to look at you.
I know, but
I made myself very clear. If you came to this ball, you have to stay.
you never said that.
The shoes are out, they want to play.
But you never said that.
I said that passion has its price.
But I don't know what that means.
Of course you do, Karen. You know exactly what that means. I understand the hesitation, Karen. You want to be the good girl at the Nugents, the bad girl here. But that's just not how it works, my dear. In every choice, there's something to lose, and if you don't choose, then the shoes will choose. And they're such pretty dancing shoes.
What's happening? I don't understand.
You wanted to dance, Karen. The shoes are simply giving you what you want.
I didn't want this.
Ha 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 ha!
Wait, where are you going? Come back.
Karen, is that you?
Prince! Prince, take my hand! Prince, help me, please! The shoes! Prince, the shoes!
Karen!
Prince!
Karen! Karen!
She's gone.
Stop! Please make them stop! I didn't want this! Who's there? Who's there? Stop it!
Stop it!
Ungrateful girl.
Just like her mother, she's got sin running through her veins.
Please just tell me who's there! Mr. and Mrs. Nugent! Please, I'm over here! Please, I'm over here!
Help!
Karen?
Max?
Karen, where are you?
Max, I'm here!
Karen, I don't feel well.
I'm here, please let me go to her, she needs me! Max!
Dance, dance, dance to the drop. Dance, dance, dance to the stop. Dance, dance, dance to the prime. Dance, dance, dance to the dark.
I want to go home, please let me go home!
Don't put manners on you where you're going.
Your mother learned that the hard way.
With half the men in town knocking on her door.
She's got sin running through her veins. Dance, dance, dance to the dance to the flesh is hanging from your bones. Dance to the madness, dance to the pain. Dance till they find you lying in your grave.
Stop, please make it stop!
Dance, 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 dance through your tears. Dance, dance, dance through your tears. Dance, dance, dance through your regret. Dance, dance, dance to your death.
Who's that? Who is it? Is it my mother?
In the name of the Father, and the Son, of the Holy Spirit, we commit Margaret Sullivan to the peace of the grave.
Max, no, please, not Max!
From dust you came, from dust you shall return. Christ is the resurrection, the truth, and the life.
Mr. and Mrs. Nugent, please!
Lord God and the Holy Spirit, have mercy on us and lay us peacefully on our last day of rest.
I tried to come back! I wanted to come back! Please, I'm so tired!
I'm so tired.
Please!
Please.
Ha 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 ha! If you don't choose, the shoes will choose.
No, no!
You're in trouble.
Clive?
Mags is dead. Everyone's been looking for you. Where have you been?
I don't know, Clive, help me, please!
Does anybody know you're out here?
No!
So I can do whatever I want.
Yes, you can!
What?
Cut off my feet, the shoes won't stop any other way!
You want me to cut off your feet?
Yes!
Seriously?
Hurry!
Okay, well you have to stay still. I can't get the angle right. Here, now, are you ready?
Yes!
Sure?
Yes!
Okay, on the count of 3.
Just do it!
Okay?
old feet.
Max, is that you?
Mine are so much better these days. I'm not ravished by my corns anymore. And look, I never knew I had such fabulous legs.
I was meant to come back, Max. I'm meant to look after you.
Why should you be looking after me? You're a child. It's them that should have been looking after you. Listen, Karen. We've been through the worst. We don't have to keep our heads down anymore. Just a pair of stumps. You'll have to find another way to dance now.
I'm never dancing again, Max.
Don't be silly. You've got a gift. Listen, if I don't need eyes to see things, then you don't need feet to dance.
Wait, where are you going? Max! Max!
Were you having a nightmare? You were shouting in your sleep.
I just saw a ghost.
Oh. I'm not supposed to be in here, the lawyer said, but I wanted to give you these. To say sorry for cutting off your feet.
I thought you liked chopping things up.
What's the point in chopping things up if you can't sew them back together again? I don't want to chop things up anymore. I want to become a surgeon. I have the skills and I can practice on cats.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you still feel them?
What?
Your feet. There are all these medical studies of amputees who lost their arms, legs, or feet saying they can still feel them. Like, when they sit down, they can feel where their feet would touch the ground. They're like ghost feet.
Ghost feet?
Yeah. Do you think you have those?
Rise and shine, Clyde. What are you doing in here?
I brought flowers.
Oh, how thoughtful. Don't do it again. You know what I think? I think you've been cooped up in this room long enough. No wonder why you're seeing things. I'm going to take you outside for a good old-fashioned dose of fresh air. What's that? Where did you get that?
What?
That was wrapped around Mags's neck the night she died. Don't know where she got it. Filthy old thing riddled with moths. Give it to me. Karen, let's go.
Why did you leave me and Mags the night she died?
Excuse me?
You knew how sick she was.
Yes, and you were supposed to take care of her. You agreed to be her carer.
And you agreed to be mine.
What?
When you took me in, you said you'd look after me.
And I did. I fed you, I clothed you, I even bought you shoes. It's not my fault you were off gallivanting in the woods the night Mags died. I only hoped you've learned your lesson. Vanity is a dangerous thing. It was the ruin of your mother.
My mother didn't look in the mirror half as much as you.
Passion has a price.
What?
Why?
Why does passion have to have its price? Why does something you love have to cost you? What's wrong with wanting to look in the mirror? What's wrong with wanting to dance? What's wrong with wanting to feel beautiful or happy or free?
It gives you notions that, believe me, life will never live up to. Ambition fades, youth thwarted, your husband doesn't look at you anymore. You were a good dancer, now you have no feet. What use are notions? They only disappoint. Better to face the cold, hard truth. You'll never walk, you'll never dance, you'll never be able to do anything by yourself again. There's no happy ending, Karen. But guess what? It's the same for all of us.
You thought I was a good dancer before I got the shoes.
I thought you had something.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I knew what harm it could do.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holding infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Karen, is that you?
Prince?
I've been looking everywhere for you. I didn't know where you went that night. I searched the whole forest, but no one had seen you. I'm so glad you're right. I couldn't stop thinking about you. I kept hoping for a sign, something that will tell me where you were.
That's amazing!
And yesterday, I found it.
You found
This. It was just lying there. It's yours, isn't it? Your magic shoe. The one you told me about. thought it was like Cinderella or something. I'm looking everywhere for you, and then I found your shoe. I guess I'll have to make sure it fits.
No, Prince. It's okay.
Hang on, why can't I... Where the hell is your feet, Karen? Where are both of them?
I had an accident.
An accident?
I can move, I can walk. It's still me, Prince.
Oh God, I think I'm gonna be sick.
I thought you didn't care what people look like.
Yeah, but I didn't realise you were a freak. Sorry, that came out wrong. It's just, you seemed really different that night. The way you moved, and the way you smiled.
I can still smile.
But the way you moved.
I can still move.
But the way you were, with your feet.
But it's still me, Prince.
Yeah, but who is that really? We had a dance. I found your shoe. It hardly grounds for marriage.
I thought you wanted to meet someone extraordinary.
Well,
losing your feet is pretty extraordinary, don't you think?
yeah.
I'm guessing you're not as deep as you thought you were then.
I guess not. You can have your shoe back if you want. I thought it'd be romantic with just the one, but take them. Sorry about your... But happy Christmas, yeah? Oh, be careful. Be careful out there. Apparently there's like ghosts in the trees or something.
Ghost feet.
Yeah, okay.
They're just a pair of shoes. Max was right. They're just shoes. They're nothing.
And so here we are at the end to see our little orphan girl transcend her limitations, though it's bittersweet because they'll never give her back her feet. Happily ever after, well, there's no plain sailing, but that, my dears, is fairy tailing. The moral? Who wants morals? There's more to life than luck and chance, and you make your own fortune when you dance your own dance.